Ba, 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 da.
Welcome
to
Shade in
the City.
We're back for another 90-day, or I'm sorry, before the 90 days review. We're getting up there. There's no.
They're gonna have to cut this shit off.
I was gonna say there's no ending in sight. But no, thank you guys so much for joining us. Please make sure you hit the like button as you're coming in. Make sure that you guys are subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you know when we're coming through and dropping a new episode. So it's a lot to get into. Do y'all see all my notes? Y'all would think I'm going to court or something. I got all of these notes. I can't wait. It's gonna be good. I got a lot of shade. Let's get into it and let's get shady. Sorry, I already been sipping. It's a little low. All right. So we start off with Hamza and Memphis. Now, actually, it's Hamza, Memphis, and Hayat because this woman is brushing his hair as he gets up in the morning. He is a grown 22, 20, however old Hamza is, because we ain't sure. But he's a grown man in his 20s and should be able to brush his own damn hair, is all I'm going to say. But they sit down for a
I agree with that. But I can appreciate the fact that she made a nice little spread for breakfast. I don't think you ever too old for your mama to make you some breakfast.
Of course, Nels can appreciate the breakfast portion of the episode.
Hayat a real
but it did look very, I will say, you know, Hamza, Hayat was on it. She was very hospitable. She was just like, what you need? Can I get you this? She over here cracking eggs. I'm like, okay, yes. So in the meantime, she lets Hamza know they're supposed to be going wedding dress shopping today. And she lets Hamza know, I want to have a conversation with Memphis with the translator. She just kind of throws that in. So Memphis is like, as we see down here, bottom left, Memphis is like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine, I guess.
That's a really good picture. She looks scared as shit.
Right. And Hamza's like, you tell everything. And I was just like, well, bitch, you better be ready to tell it all. So she sits down with the translator and Hayat. And basically Hayat expresses that she's concerned about Hamza moving to the US and Memphis's ex-husband not accepting the fact that he's Tunisian or just him being around his children.
A stranger around, yeah.
Yeah, just a stranger being around his kids. Memphis lets her know that, you know, her ex-husband just wants her to be happy. And as long as Hamza is good to his child, then there won't be any problems.
You know what? I just want to know. I just wish somebody would ask her because she keeps on saying
why they broke up. Yeah,
because she keeps on saying he's a good man, he's a great man, and you know he's so supportive and all. So what was it?
I don't know.
We just out here letting good men go. Is that what we saying?
I guess so. I don't know. Maybe he's a good dad and maybe not the best partner. Who knows?
She said a good man. I mean,
she did say that. I'm going to give you that.
And you would have to be more than just a good father in order to be okay with some dude that your ex-wife didn't even meet yet coming around your children.
Well, that's facts. So then Hayat wants to dig a little bit deeper, as Nels wants to, and find out what happened in Memphis's past. And then Memphis lets the translator know that she's been through trauma and that her and her mother were once homeless. And the way that the translator, I felt like it didn't come across well. The way that he said it, he was like, she's traumatized. It just made it sound like she needed to be in a room with padded walls, the way that he broke it down to Hayat. So, of course, this scares her. And she's like, well, I don't know if I want my son getting involved with this crazy bitch, because that's basically what the translator made it sound like.
Mm-hmm.
and Memphis. So then Memphis gets offended and is like, hold on, bitch. I've been through a lot of shit, right?
She was like, and you're really getting to me right now. I'm going to be respectful as I possibly can.
And that's what we see the bottom right. Memphis had a look. And I was like, wait.
Look, if you look at this top right picture, Hayat got a look.
Right?
Like bitch, fuck with if you want to. We talking about my son.
So
I might be nice and hospitable, make your ass breakfast, bitch, but I'll break your neck.
Oh.
About mine.
Okay.
That's the look that all I got all of that from that look.
Well, thank you. To the hats off to the sponsor. So yes, no, and basically Hamza, she breaks down and she basically lets Hayat know she didn't have the help that basically Hamza had and the support from her mother. Mm-hmm. She had to do everything on her own. And she kind of breaks down, which I think kind of softens Hayat up a little bit, because Hayat can understand, I'm sure, being a single mom of her 2 kids and being left alone and having to do it on her own. So we see them have kind of like a come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, they hug it out.
They hug it out. That's exactly what's on my, they hug it out. And yeah, and that's basically it. And then
what I thought was sweet about this scene was she said, you know, you're just like Raiwa. Is that her name? Her daughter. She's like she's basically like you're like my daughter, just like my own daughter. I thought that was real sweet.
Yeah, that was cute. Oh,
after thinking that she should be in a room with padded walls.
I know, right? How quickly things change. We get back to Hanson and I was about to say Hanson and Gino.
You taking on this name?
No, it's really bad, y'all. He is so disrespectful. So basically, Gino thinks that him
at this point, Hanson might be an insult to Hanson.
I know.
The way Gino out here acting.
So he wakes up and he's like, I don't know where Jasmine is. I thought we were doing so good. And he's like, she just got up and left. And we see her in the gym.
Told me she needed space after I just got her mom's blessing. I don't understand.
So he goes to the gym and he basically is just watching her on some Mike shit. Weird, creepy stuff. And basically,
wait, who?
Mike and Ximena. You remember that was a thing? He kept watching her like.
Oh, you an idiot.
I'm saying that's what it was giving. Because even Jasmine says she was like, it felt weird. Like, why are you watching me while I'm working out? But anyway, we learned Jasmine received a message from a fake account threatening to expose her nudes, right? Hanson tells her not to worry about it, which pisses Jasmine off, and she starts going in on him about accountability, right? And him realizing that he started this shit. He started this whole shit, and now this is affecting her because she's a teacher. She loves her job. We can't have the teacher out here with the titty pics. Maybe in the U.S., but even the bitches in the U.S. get fired and lose their job for that. So I'm sure
you know what? One statement alone would have made me want to choose violence. When I'm explaining to him what the hell happened, and he says, who sent you that? You are asking me after you sent my pictures to your ex-girlfriend, who sent me the threat that they're going to send my fucking picture and post them all over social media?
Oh no, it gets better, y'all. It gets better. Then Gino says he's sorry, but he feels like it's empty threats. And he does admit his ex wants to create trouble, but it doesn't benefit her to do so. Yeah, no, she basically explains that her mother, her kids depend on her. And what is he going to do about her $3,000 a month salary that she brings home? Is he going to pay that? And this,
if she loses her job,
this would have been the straw that broke his back, made me kill the goddamn camel. Okay, I would have killed the camel.
You'd have put that motherfucker down, huh, Trees?
Yes, I would have knocked his big humpy ass over.
look, we keep on doing this. We're going to have some problems with Peter, girl.
I'm just saying. This motherfucker had the nerve to say to her, I just feel like in Shade Squad, y'all know me by now. If you wrong, you wrong. Nothing irritated me more in this moment. She is now thinking about the consequences she's going to have to suffer behind your dumbass actions. And you have the nerve to say, well, no, you can't pay her salary every month. Well, why can't you just go get another job and do something else? Oh, the camel would have been dead, y'all. The camel would have been dead.
A very painful death, huh?
Mm-hmm. Because you got me all the way fucked up. You got me in this situation, and now you're like, "Oh, just go get another job." Oh,
what fucked me up was he initially said, "Well, you can stop working, and I'll take care of you." And when she told him how much it was, then he's like, "Oh, well, you can just get another job." And really, all Jasmine wants is for him to take accountability and realize how serious what he did is. She wants to know that he's actually really fucking sorry, but the energy that he's given is not.
No.
He doesn't seem very apologetic at all.
It's
giving, well, I already said sorry.
It's giving, I don't give a fuck. That's what it's giving. Well,
Jesus Christ.
Benjamin and Mahagani, y'all. They are off on their vacation, but not really their vacation because they sleep in their separate rooms. And y'all know that Mahagani was a little bit upset the night before because Benjamin don't want to take no accountability for his faults and the downfall of his marriage and his engagement. So basically, she's just not feeling it. And then she said she invited him to breakfast, but then she woke up to all these crazy text messages. And she thought it was kind of creepy. So she ignores them and feels like it's better to discuss in person. I mean, that's basically what she said. It was kind of creepy. She told that, then this is what threw me off. She walks up the stairs and it's like, surprise, and her parents are there. And I'm like, what type of overbearing shit is this?
You think that's overbearing?
A little bit. I would need to know, either she's faking like she didn't know that they would be there, or
clearly they would have to. Hello, they would have to know. She would have to know that they were there. I can't even speak because how did they know that she was going to come to breakfast? How did she know? She invited him to breakfast, and she gets there, and the parents are there.
Yeah. I don't know. It was weird because even the parents, she's like, well, did you guys come because you wanted to make sure there was separate rooms? And that's why I was like, okay, that's really creepy. You're supposed to be a grown ass woman. We know you're only 22, but even still. So,
but remember, she lives with them. So I'm sure they still see her as their little girl. Them?
Does she?
She does. Because, hello, me, you, and Benjamin said that was an Airbnb.
This is true. And the rest of the internet agrees.
Exactly.
So basically, I don't
know who she tried to put on for.
Basically, she told them about, this goes to show her age too. She tells her parents everything about what's going on. And that obviously puts a bad taste in their mouth already, because they're like, well, that's weird. Why would a grown man not be able to speak up about his flaw, especially being a pastor? So they just weren't really feeling that, and they're still not clear on Ben's intentions. So basically they want to know more about him. And when Mahagani tells them she likes him, and she likes the fact that he talks about God a lot. And then basically her mom is like, well, where is he at? She's like, well, I don't really, I invited him. But we see Ben in his room packing his shit.
He ready to go. He said, fuck this bitch. Fuck this bitch. Fuck this bitch. Fuck this bitch.
He is not here for it. He's just like, I poured my heart out. I sent her like 10 pages of text, which...
You know who I can see doing this? We quiet?
Who you looking at the side?
No, I'm looking directly at you. Because you know the answer. Who would this be? I sent him all these texts and then I ain't get no response. Fuck his ass. What does it sound like?
I do send books. I do send books. That I can admit.
I love how I do. I have to admit, I do. I am the type to send you a whole novel. Yes, she is.
But you never have to wonder how a bitch feel, okay? Because I done told you.
Well, look, just like Ben, if you don't respond, that bitch is packing her shit.
And I'm gone. I'm gone. So basically, he basically tells Mahagani he doesn't know what the fuck she on. He's upset that she didn't respond. And so he's taking this stance and knowing that it may harden her heart even more. And so that's where we leave it, because, her parents are like, well, that's kind of disrespectful if he ain't going to show up, but okay. But they just kind of sitting there like, well, is he going to come? So I guess
you know what, though? Listen, I get why the parents showed up, right? Because that's probably still like their little baby. She still live with them. I don't give a fuck how old she is, right? They feel responsible for her, okay? But you worried about Ben's intentions, but you walked into a whole Airbnb while they're filming a show, and you ain't worried about your daughter's intentions?
All right. So the foolery and craziness that is Mike and Ximena with an X. So Mike and Ximena are still in the midst of their conversation when we see them. And she asked Mike, is he ending things with her? She's like, are you breaking up with me? Basically. And
he should.
And Mike's soft ass, is that what you want? Well, no, what the fuck
Don't do that. This is probably the first piece of coochie he done got in years, okay?
And so she says she just needs more time to think things through. When I tell you, Ximena she definitely could be a model or an actress, because when she went into full character and acted like she gave a fuck about him again, I was like, wow.
You know what's crazy? I saw the disgust in her face. I saw the anger and didn't want to be touched. But the way she flipped like a light switch, I believed it.
I was going to say,
that's how good she, I'm like, damn, she really, that's how good she is. That bitch good.
And then Mike tells us Nelsie said he should leave, but Ximena says she wants him to stay so they can try to work it out. Ximena lets us know that none of her relationships last long, and she wants to try to move forward with Mike. As they're leaving, Nelsie gives Mike a call back and basically checks to see where he's going. And I get where Nelsie was coming from. They could have robbed him. At this point where she know you ready to check out, well, if I can get you back to my house and, put a little something in your drink, and then you just, fall out and don't, it ain't like she ain't got hitmen on the,
I was just about to say that, Trish.
So if I was Nelsie, I'd be concerned too. So basically, she's like, no, Mike, I think you need to go to a hotel and you need to go home. And he's like, no, Ximena said we can go back to her house and try to work it out. And then I said, Nelsie reminds Mike Magoo, because that's what he gave me, top left, Mike Magoo, that Ximena is disgusted by him and does not want him. Ximena then gets upset, which is so funny because I didn't even think Ximena knew English like that, but apparently she caught on real quick, because she was upset that Nelsie was even in their business. Nelsie confronts.
Well, no, she went back and forth with Nelsie.
Well, no, but she was like, why are you explaining stuff to her? And while he was trying to explain, and that's when Nelsie.
I mean, she didn't have to understand what he was saying and know that that's what was going on. She was technically the translator.
True. So Then Nelsie confronts her about her taking Mike's money, then treating him like shit. She says, well,
she's like, is that what this is?
And she's like, well, if that's the case, he can leave tomorrow then. I said, the many faces of Ximena. What the fuck?
She really could be an actress.
And then Mike is just like, y'all, I'm just so confused. Yeah, she's treating him like shit. And then she tells his ass he can
He's like, yeah, I do kind of feel like crap.
And then he's like, well, I may get a hotel. And she gets mad. And it's like, why can't you be your own man and handle your own damn business? I said, well, damn. And then Mike says, well, I'm going to stay for another week. I said, so she just cussed you out because you just tried to break up with her. And you decide you're going to stay for another week. And I said, damn.
Now, what does, look. This might be the promo clip right here. Now, what does this prove?
Men love bitches.
Men like bitches.
I was like, then he basically asks her if he can sleep with her. And she says, as long as he doesn't stare at her, and they kiss and make up. And I ended it with, and Mike's a sucker. And that's what we see at the bottom left. Hey girl, hey. So we get to Miss Kimberly. And I actually wrote her name correctly this time because I feel like she found herself. Now, she is still upset.
Is that really how you spell it?
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, on my notes, I spelled it correctly.
Oh. I was going to say, it's really, I was like, he was saying it right the whole time. Okay.
No. She'll forever be Kimberly on the slides. We don't want to confuse her. Just on paper, I put some respect on her name. So she's still upset about Usman and Zara. She's talking to her homegirl. I didn't catch her name. But she's so sad.
Who cares? It was, hey girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey. And so she tells her homegirl she's so sad. And her homegirl tells her, you need to move on. Why you out here chasing this Nigerian rapper, singer? You can't get none. You out here begging for peen. You a grown woman. Get your life together. And she's like, well, thank you.
And the homegirl made a point because she was like, well, he made a song for his ex-wife and now he made a video for this girl. So did she really mean that much to him? Like, bitch, basically, what did you get?
Well, Nels has been saying it since day one. I didn't want to bring up no old stuff, but I'm just saying. Call us now for your free reading. So basically, she lets us know that Usman needs to pull out a grand gesture. And I told Nels off camera, I said, this is so funny to me. I've always thought a grand gesture was you doing something for someone to basically pull out all the stops, show that you love them, but they don't ask for it. That would be a grand request. That wouldn't be a grand gesture. Just saying. So basically,
a grand comply.
Right. So basically, Kimberly has a grand request. And then she texts Usman to let him know she wants to meet up. So she confronts him by the pool. She lets him know she feels fucked up, that he brought her somewhere to film a video about another female, because all of a sudden she done got her some Nigerian. Now all of a sudden she got all this flavor in her Kool-Aid. So
she's saucy.
Right? So yeah, she's like, and how much thought did you really put into this trip? And I love Usman's response. He was like, none. He was like, I never asked you to come on this trip.
Well, okay. The reason why she said that is because she was comparing. So she asked him to take off his chain.
Okay, good
the
part.
Soldier chain.
Right, I did miss that. Good job.
Yes, and I didn't know that she got him this chain. Apparently, it was a birthday.
I didn't either. Like, we're learning.
She's like, yes. She's like, I paid an extra $45 so it can come that 2 days. So it can be here in time for your birthday. You know how much thought I put into this. And she's like, how much thought did you put into me coming here? He's like, nothing.
None.
But the way he said it was like just rolled off the tongue. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck.
I really didn't give it a second thought. Like, Bitch,
like,
you
really, that's what I heard when he said nothing. When he said nothing, I heard, I don't give a fuck. You mean shit. You mean nothing. You're here compared to everybody else. That's that's what I heard when the words nothing came out of his mouth. She got so pissed off. See, you don't care. Da, 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 da. And I do all of this.
And he's like, this is funny. You know, Usman, he's just sitting back laughing. He's like, you know, he don't do that stuff. She throws a drink in Usman's face.
Well, no. See, Treese, you're skipping all over the place. You're skipping. Okay. Jesus. So she says, I don't know what you got to do because I ain't you, but I need a grand gesture so you can show me that you really care, that you love me. And you ain't getting this chain back until you do it.
And Usman's like,
so now she really forcing his hand. That's when that motherfucker started laughing. He like, oh, this is funny. Like, bitch, you holding my chain hostage so I can do a grand gesture for your ass? Like, bitch, not be like being seen in public wasn't a grand gesture. Being seen in public with your ass wasn't a grand gesture. Over here looking like a mole rat. But you know what? I wish she would ask for a picture of Zara. Just so she can know what she up against.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She won. She won, guys. She won.
What she win?
She won her. She won her, and all expenses paid by her trip to Tanzania. That's what the fuck she wanted. As we can see from the photos, Memphis has decided that she is going to go dress shopping. So we see her link up with Rawia. Is it a Rawa?
I thought it was like Riwa or something. I know it's RIWA, I think.
I'm not gonna try to pronounce that again. So basically we see her meet up with Hamza's sister and mama, and she calls her mom on the on, I guess, FaceTime or whatever, so she can see the dresses. She talks about that although her mother was basically a horrible parent, she still likes to try to include her and keep her in on things. So they have her in her first look, which is at the bottom left. And she comes out with like this hat and this cape, and it just wasn't cute. I didn't even feel like I needed to get the bottom of it because it just wasn't giving anything. Then we see her second look, which is the emerald look, I'm gonna call it, at the bottom right, which that's just not her color. I'm not gonna say it wasn't a pretty a pretty dress. It just wasn't for her. Then we go to the top right and we see her final selection. Now, what I will say is funny is that she could not walk. So I'm sorry, the first one was the green. The second one was the one with the cape.
I didn't want to correct you, but yeah.
No, because she couldn't. I just remembered that she couldn't walk in that one. And Hayat and the sister got a good laugh out of that, and they thought it was hilarious. But yeah, she decides on the third look at the top right. And it's like a cute, it looks like a little pants suit joint going on. It's sparkly. It's got, I like it. So everybody agrees that's it. Hayat is actually poking fun at her. And they seem to just be bonding and having a good time. And Hayat lets us know that she doesn't think Memphis is a horrible person. And maybe she doesn't need to be in a room with padded walls like she thought. And so, you know, she's like, I love the fact that she's embracing our traditions. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And we see them having a good time, but we also know that Memphis also has in the back of her mind that she still needs to get the paperwork done for her prenup before she can get married, but her premarital celebration starts tomorrow. So all I'm gonna say is she was getting on Hamza about wasting time and procrastinating. Well,
so Ella, okay. First, she started off with some little baby talk to her goddamn dog that sound weird as fuck. You just want your belly rub. You just want your bitch. Come on with your annoying ass. The fuck. Fuck out of here. So she is talking about how, you know, she bought her ticket to Dubai and, you know, she gave Johnny some time to figure out what he want to do. She's calling Johnny to get his answer today. So Johnny basically lets her know, yeah, you know, I thought about it and I ain't coming.
Just I ain't coming.
I ain't coming. We got to postpone to February. And apparently from wherever, look, she's like, you want me to wait another 7 months? And he's like, yeah. Like this is normal, bitch. You've been waiting this long. Every time I postponed it, you ain't got a problem with it then. So yeah, another 7 months. What the fuck is gonna hurt? So she lets him know, well, while I was waiting for your answer, motherfucker, I had a very close friend of mine come over to, you know, support me, you know, through my time of need. And we fucked. How you feel about that, Johnny?
I really feel like that's why she told him that. Maybe she thought that was going to expedite.
Well, that's what it was given. That's what it was given to me. Like, nigga, if you was here or if you would have met me, bitch, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
But as I told Nels, what's funny is she fucked somebody else before she even had his response. So how are we using that?
She knew what it was going to be. She knew that motherfucker wasn't going to Dubai. Let me tell you something. If he felt like he was going to go to Dubai, he would have been excited as fuck that she bought her fucking ticket. The fact that you even got to think about it, nigga, you ain't going.
Yeah.
She knew. She like, let me go and get my rocks off right quick because
it's gonna
have to get back to waiting for your ass. And it is what it is. You know, basically he lets her know, you know, I'm not mad at you. You know, I am hurt. I'm not mad because I didn't do my part in what, you know, our relationship. I promised you I was going to be there and all this other shit. And I wasn't. So he offers to buy her a diamond ring, talking about what's your ring size and all this other shit.
This is where, again, it goes back to my point. She screwed somebody else and got a proposal. What the fuck am I doing wrong in life?
You need to be a bitch. Ximena and Mike. Ximena kept up with her word, okay? She slept with Mike.
In the kids'
bed, y'all. And then, because the kids was in the bed and they wanted to get it on, they done fucked in the kids' bedroom, in the kids' bed. What the fuck? You poor babies. I hope your mama cleaned your sheets. What's wrong with you? So Mike and his corny ass, he's like, you know, how was last night? She was like, it was normal. He was like, well, if you were an animal,
you would be a tiger. And I said, oh, Mr. Magoo is.
She just started busting out laughing. Like he said, well, if I was an animal, what would I be? She said, because you stare so much, you'd be an owl. Yeah. This bitch takes no loss.
Shady.
She takes no losses. So basically, she says, like, you know, like she feels like they're reconnecting and they're going on a date night to her favorite restaurant, called Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, real fancy. It's sounding real fancy. And they sit down and he wants to talk about the wedding. She's like, okay. Which I'm surprised about because we remember last time she was like, no wedding until after the titties. Okay, but she's like, okay, we can talk about the wedding. And he's like, well, you know, I was thinking something simple. And she's like, all right, I don't care. Just don't bring your gossipy friend. And he's like, well, you know, she was just to translate. You know, I know she got loud and I'm sorry about that. And let me tell you.
And it's like, you need to stop telling everybody your business and you need to grow up and handle your shit on your own. And I said, here go the other Ximena. Lord.
And let me tell you, Ximena done came out and told this man, we ain't sleeping together no more until after we are married.
I said, this girl be pulling out all the surprises.
I love it though. I love it.
And like, I need some like, more. I feel bamboozled.
Mike is just hard-headed, okay? He hard-headed. So, but now after this, he's like, I feel like maybe I should have listened to my friend. And, when she told me I just needed to go home and just forget this whole thing. Oh, you think? Because you didn't realize that this bitch was finessing you, and your friend Nelsie spoke the language that she was speaking, got her energy, and told you to take your ass home. No, you ain't want to listen to that. You want to make sure you got your coochie. Now, guess what? It's going to be your last piece of coochie, because this bitch wants to either get married before giving you some, or she want her titties. You gonna do something? I don't know.
She wants her titties so she can break up with you. That's what she wants. Back to Hanson and Jasmine. So basically, Jasmine is upset because she's thinking about the bullshit and everything, and not to mention she sleep in this beautiful environment, and she sleep outside, and Gino or Hanson feels some type of way and feels the need to wake her up to talk. That would have irritated the fuck out of me.
To go for a walk. Like, I'm not sitting here relaxed. Bitch, I'm already calm. I'm already relaxed. I don't want to go for a walk. I don't want to be woken up. Leave me the fuck alone.
So at this point, what he's doing is he's trying to do anything to pacify her, to try to make her feel better. And then she's like, I looked at pictures of when I first met you, and I was happy. I looked good. My hair looked good. My nails looked good. I was just a happy person. And she was like, and now I look and I feel like shit. And he's like, you look fine to me, Hanson. And he's like, would you like to go get your eyelashes done? And she's like, no, motherfucker, I'm not one of your sugar babies. And then she's like, matter of fact, I should charge you for just even sitting here talking to you. What's your going rate? $250? I said, oh. And then he's like, no, that's not what I pay. And then she's like, well, it's okay, because I'm doing this for free. I want for free. I said, ooh.
You got me fucked up. Because look, after that, every conversation we had, I'd have been like, nigga, it's going to cost you.
So she says she wants to know that he's different. She asks to see his emails and basically tells him he better not erase shit. She starts going.
She's super smart and good at technology. So,
okay.
She gonna find what she's looking for.
She's gonna find what she's looking for. So she starts going through them, and he starts asking her not to open up the new emails because he still needs to read them. And she was like, look, motherfucker, if I'm gonna find some shit, you better tell me now. And I was like, oh boy, let's not set Jasmine off again. Let's not do that. We don't want to. Back to Nels' favorite couple.
They are not a couple.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mahagani confirmed that they
one is a scammer. Goddammit.
They never said that they were dating.
She is sitting at the table with her parents, and the parents is feeling disrespected. They're like, "Yo, where is Ben at?" So she sends him a text like, "Are you coming?" And basically, he sends her back a text like, "I sent you a bunch of texts last night. I didn't get no response, and I take silence very seriously."
Mm-hmm.
She reads this message to her parents, and they jump on her side and was like, that's disrespectful. There's no courtesy. Like, did you not just hear what I said? Because you got me fucked up. What was my courtesy last night when I sent you a whole fucking novel and got no response? Now you send me one text asking if I'm coming, and I'm supposed to respond back to you and show the fuck up at breakfast. I'm supposed to just
come running.
You got me fucked up. Where was my courtesy last night? So no, I completely feel Ben in this. So basically they're like, well, does he know that we're here? Like, basically, fuck you. He might show up if he knows that we're here. So she's like, no, which is weird. You would think that would have been something that she would have said on her own. It's like she needs somebody to think for her or some shit, unless it comes to scamming, apparently. So she's like, the parents is like, well, let him know that we're here. So he sends a text and he's like, well, tell your parents I want to talk to them privately. I said, ooh, Ben, we trying to pull up on our parents. privately.
He don't even want to have a conversation with you. He want to talk to your mama.
Exactly.
We catch back up with Kim and Usman. After she throws a drink in his face, they're arguing. They go back to the room. Usman's like, "How dare you throw water on me?"
I don't know how they do it in the U.S., but we don't tolerate that bullshit around
here. They don't throw drinks in Nigeria. That's just unheard of. So
that's what he said. He said, "I won't stand for it."
He is not standing for it. She reminds him a lot of his ex-wife, and that is not attractive. He is also not here for her grand gesture bullshit, and tells her that basically she can have a safe flight.
That bitch said, "If you don't do a grand gesture, I'm hopping on the fucking plane tonight." He said, "Safe flight."
Oh, I had so much respect for Usman in this moment. I said, "Oh my God."
I said, "Now, if that don't sound like some American man shit."
He said, right? Yeah.
He said, "Safe flight." I said, "Ooh." And then this bitch in the room crying, "I don't think I'll ever date again." And he told me what I need to know.
He's such a part of my life. This is a 24-hour thing.
He texts me, "Good morning." Bitch. The only reason why you won't date again is because you investing in niggas and not yourself.
Well, that. Okay, so we see Miss Hamza. Well, not even Hamza. It's really Memphis.
I'm about to say, Miss, hold up.
And she is speaking to a lawyer up here. She's trying to get her prenup together before they get married.
In 2 days.
In 2 days. She thinks everything is in place and then finds out that no, the lawyer is not going to be able to pull up paperwork that quick and get that done.
Because apparently Hamza has to be able to know what he's signing and he has the right to an attorney before signing it. And Memphis wasn't aware of this, but it makes perfect sense. I mean,
it does. And he does let her know she could go the post-nup route, but that doesn't protect her as much after the fact.
It's risky business.
It's risky. So Memphis is now on the fence because her wedding celebrations start tomorrow. And yeah, she doesn't know what to do. So she is clearly upset. She goes back to Hamza's house and decides that she's going to stay in a hotel so that she has time to think.
You know what, Trace? You know what? Actually, I'm going to touch on what you said earlier off camera, because now that we're talking about it further, it does make sense. She's constantly getting in Hamza's ass about how he don't plan shit, he don't prioritize shit. Bitch, why you didn't take care of the shit before you got there?
I did mention that off camera, Shade Squad. I said she stayed on Hamza about how bad he was preparing and planning, but here we are 2 days before the wedding, and she tried to make it seem like because of time zones and time differences, you knew you wanted this when you got there.
No, she knew she wanted it before she got there. Why didn't you take care of it before you booked your flight, bitch?
And now I guess she's worried. She's going to take her time to think, but she's concerned because, you know, she obviously knows what she feels is the best option, but she's afraid that it may cause problems in her relationship and with Hamza's family if she has to go in and say she's not getting married in 2 days because she wants to.
Apparently they've been planning, you know, this celebration and everything. And yeah, but regardless to how she thinks they feel or will feel, she still brought it to Hamza. Told Hamza, look, I'm packing up. I need to go stay in a hotel. I need to think some things through without your influence. And she left. Hamza heartbroken and don't understand what the fuck going on.
He don't. He's so confused. He's like, I don't understand.
And probably because he don't even really understand what a prenup is.
That part. Jasmine is going through Gino's emails, and she asked him about Legoland.
Legoland.
Which what she means is Legoland, y'all. But it didn't sound like that. Bless her heart. She tried.
Yeah, he was like, what? Where?
I was like, they have a legal theme park where everything is just like a Law and Order theme park.
What is so stupid? Yes. You didn't know about it?
You didn't know? I want to go to Legoland.
Legoland. Like, I feel like it would be a Universal.
Right.
I see Universal happening.
So she asked him who he was with, and he says he was with his ex. This was about 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's 2014, he said.
And he said he doesn't remember everything from 6 years ago. And, you know, she's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. You lying about little things. And it was right there at the top of your email. And, you know, you're lying.
In a folder that said travel. It wasn't like in his inbox or no shit.
Right. So she's like, so you lying about little things. How am I supposed to trust you? And Gino just gets to a point where he's like, look, do you remember everything you did 6 years ago? And she's like, yes.
Yes.
And
bitch, I don't.
He just gets so frustrated. He gets up, walks away, calls her an idiot.
And first of all, I don't understand why it's a big deal when it happened before you. Like I get why Kimberly's mad. Kind of, sort, right? I can understand why Kimberly's mad with Usman, right? Mm-hmm. But this is before you. This is his ex. And you're worried about the trips that he took her on. First of all, Legoland is a theme park. First of all, me personally, I'm not about to have a conversation with no nigga about what trips I went on, what theme parks I went to, no shit like that. Nigga, we don't even talk about my ex. Look, let's pretend that nigga died. The fuck? We're not having no conversations about what me and my ex did. Either you here in it with me now, or you to the left, bitch. The fuck? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, that was, in this moment, I was like, but I get what her point was. He's such a liar that she needs to be able to trust him about everything. But I think picking a fight about something that was 6 years ago, but she's just mad. And I think because of the fact that he's so nonchalant, which is still the problem. And then again, for me, I understand you might be fed up. She might be a little crazy, but she has a right to be crazy. You have proven to her that she has a right to be crazy. Now, should she leave you at the fuck alone? Absolutely.
Because you're a bad bitch and you don't got to deal with that shit from Mr. Magoo over here. Fuck him.
But the fact, no, he's Hanson. He's not Mr. Magoo. But the fact that you continue to mess with him now lets him know that he got you to the point where he now feels like, regardless of whether I was wrong, I can now be disrespectful to you because, bitch, you're getting on my nerves.
And you're really bringing up some shit that don't relate.
And we see Gino basically like, I don't want to have any more conversation with her. I am done. He's like, I'm done. I don't have anything else to say to her. I'm good. And that was pretty much the end of the episode, y'all. Gino said he done. We see the previews. He said
look, Trace, it couldn't have been me. If I was Jasmine, I'd be like, safe flight.
Safe flight. Yeah, no, and basically we see in the preview of the next episode, basically Gino was like, I was gonna propose, but the way my ring account is set up, my sugar baby account is set up.
Girl, fuck that. Usman out here giving whole motherfucking diamonds, bitch.
You mean?
I mean, Hamza.
You got everybody fucked up tonight.
Look, for right? Look, Hamza out here giving real diamonds. Nigga, fuck that. When you see the diamond boo, you're going to be like, this is what I was fighting for.
Right. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another review of Before the 90 Days. Please make sure that you like,
you comment,
subscribe,
and hit the notification bell.
And
so you can see us all the time.
Of course. And please make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms. That's TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Because we funny on there and y'all want to see it.
We funny on there too. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you next week for the never-ending story that is Before the 90 Days.
This saga continues.
We love you guys. Have a good night. Mwah.
Mwah. Front,
back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!